Hey guys, this is Nick from cryptosfornoobs.com with the weekly crypto analysis. Today is Wednesday, the 25th of April 2018, and the time is 13:20 here in the UK. You're looking at a BTC USD chart. In this analysis, we're going to be looking for price action setups on these four crypto pairs. That's BTC USD, Ether USD, Litecoin USD, and Ripple USD. Now, last week, I talked about the potential BTC had to break above this 9,000 level, this one here, and what that would mean for BTC, price action wise, what it would mean. I was thinking if it breaks above this level, there's a pretty good chance that it's going to drop down to here and then continue up all the way to the 11,400, maybe even the 12,000, maybe even the 13,000. Point is, BTC is now in an uptrend. Yeah, I've gone and said that. I've committed to the uptrend. I think it's in an uptrend. So why do I... Wait, one little thing that I need to add here. Hasn't broken the 200 SMA yet. So a lot of people look at this 200 SMA and basically just a summary of what the 200... Sorry, I always call it the 200 SMA. That's because I'm used to calling it a 200 SMA from way back when. But I think most people these days refer to it as the 200 MA, 200 moving average, because if you say 200 SMA, it gets confused with the smoothed moving average. So anyway, this is the 200 MA, the 200 moving average. So basically, the way the 200 moving average works is that it's a moving support resistance area. When people use the 200 moving average, they consider when price is below it, that price is trending down. When price is above it, price is trending up. Now, I don't really use it in that exact same way. I use it as just kind of a moving support resistance area that helps me spot strong trade setups. For example, as price was coming down here, one of the recent shorts on BTC USD. So as price was coming down here, came back up, tested the resistance area plus the 200 SMA, but failed to break through for 3 days. Then it came crashing down. So that was a good short setup. So that's what I use it for. I use it for setups. But a lot of people would say that because price hasn't broken above that 200 MA, that it's not trending up yet. To be honest, I think it's trending up. There's a few factors as to why I think that. First of all, I'm not a huge trendline guy, but I do throw them up on my charts sometimes. But any trend line you draw here has been broken pretty much. Any bearish trend line you draw has been broken. But not only that, we're getting new highs that we haven't seen in a few weeks. Price is heading up quite steadily now. You know, it goes up for a few candles, gains significant ground, and does these kind of small pullbacks. I think there's a pretty good chance that we're in an uptrend now and that BTC USD is finally turning around and heading back to 10,000. So what does that mean for us? Well, in the coming days, so maybe even tomorrow, as early as tomorrow, I'll be looking for a bullish trade from here. Now, we're looking at the daily, but most trades I take on Bitcoin, on any cryptos really, on smaller time frames. The daily is a good analysis time frame to get an idea of the overall trend, but the trades are usually taken on some smaller time frames. So I'm going to be looking for a long trade on BTC USD. I think it's trending up, so I'm looking for continuations, bullish continuations. So we got the uptrend, price coming down to test this support area. It's already stalling on the support area. So if on this 4-hour chart, price isn't able to break through this support area for the next few candles, then I will be looking for a potential long trade from here. So a continuation of this bullish trend here. But I want to give it a little bit of time. It's too early to enter now. Price is still kind of potentially going to drop through here. I mean, even though I think it's in an uptrend, it doesn't mean that it is in an uptrend. It could just tumble back down right now. You never really know. That's the reality of trading. So we need to wait for confirmation. So what I want to see is I want to see sellers getting stuck on this support area. I want to see them getting stuck here for even 24 hours would be great. Because once they get stuck there, that means that they don't have the strength to continue to push down. Then I'll be looking for a long trade. But right now, they haven't really been stuck there for long. You could argue that this current candle here was a drop down to here, pulled back, so that's kind of them getting stuck. But then it was followed up by this pretty strong bearish candle. This current candle seems to be gaining, well, not gaining ground because it's not broken the low, but it seems to be headed down. So I just don't want to rush into things. I'm looking for a long from here. I'm looking to enter long. I'm looking to buy. We just need to wait a little bit and just see what happens over the next few 4-hour candles. I'm going to be watching this on the 4-hour, 6-hour, perhaps even lower time frames. I just want to get an idea what happens at this support area. So the setup that I would be looking to take, it's hard to say right now because we haven't got any candles closing. But ideally, it'd be something like this. This is just a rough guess as to what this would be traded like. I'd want to get a pretty decent stop loss in. BTC has some pretty wide swings, so I wouldn't want a very tight stop loss. I'd want a pretty large stop loss here. Ideally trying to get the stop loss below some of these candles here. The best stop loss would probably be below the low of this candle, but that's just a bit too low. That's going to be a huge stop loss. That's going to be, yeah, massive. So I'm gonna protect it a little bit by putting it behind some barriers, but I can't go crazy and just put it very, very low like that. And target's going to be at least up here at the next resistance area. So we're looking at 11,250. Good risk reward ratio on a setup like this, but keep in mind, this is just a guess as to what this setup may look like. I haven't seen these 4-hour candles closing yet, or this is the 6-hour, but same on the 4-hour. I haven't seen these 4-hour candles closing yet, so I've got no idea right now what it's going to look like in 12, 16, 18, even 24 hours. I've got no idea what it's going to look like then. So we need to see what it looks like, but if it looks good in 12, 16, 18, whatever hours, I will be looking for a setup. I will be looking for a long setup. So that's pretty much it for BTCUSD, guys. Let's look out for longs. Let's look out for continuations of this bullish trend. ETHUSD. ETHUSD hit resistance and is headed back down. Now, overall, let me just, I'm going to go back to the daily, by the way. Last week I showed you examples of how we got heavy correlations on all these crypto pairs. So I'm just going to show you, got a few emails about that. People asking questions about that. So I don't do this thing much, so I always forget how to do it all properly. Right. So I'm just going to show you again, especially recently, what the correlations look like. We can see it's pretty much the same thing still. Things are heavily correlated on BTCUSD and ETHUSD, and pretty much all the cryptos are pretty heavily correlated. There was, a time when they weren't as well correlated, but over the last few months, they really just started to fall in line. So anyway, let's just get rid of that. Let's look at Ether. So Ether is broken above that 200 moving average. It's hit resistance. It's pulling back right now. I'm going to be looking for similar things on Ether. It's in an uptrend. So with Ether, I'm going to be looking for trades off of this support area. I wanted to maybe dip back down, hit that support area. That would be the ideal situation. So maybe if this current daily candle dips a little bit lower, or maybe if the next daily candle dips a little bit lower, it'd be good if it hits this support area, because that would give us a really good entry. So if we could get into a long trade, a long continuation trade from, around about somewhere near this support area, we can maintain a pretty decent stop loss and a pretty good target. So let's keep a close eye on Ether for long trades. It's It's probably going to be the same across most of these cryptos because, like I said, they're all very, very well correlated. So yeah, so it's the same thing with Litecoin trending up. With this one, I'm looking for bounces from this support area. So if it dips back down to this support area, I'll be looking for an entry, much like Ether USD. Let's take a quick look at Ripple. Ripple, wait. I haven't really been looking at Ripple lately, so I'm a bit surprised by this. But I just need to confirm this because crypto data has been very reliable lately, but going back, I don't know, maybe 6 months, you'd get a lot of these random spikes with crypto data that didn't really happen, that weren't real, that weren't the same across all exchanges. So I'm just going to open up Kraken and yeah, see? Kraken doesn't have that spike down. Bitstamp doesn't, but Bitstamp, no, they are using different data. Yeah, all right. So this dip down seems to be not real data. So let's ignore that. Let's actually just no, we can't switch. I was going to switch over to a different chart, but we don't have support resistance on that. So we'll stick to this Bitfinex chart. But yeah, we'll just ignore this big dip down here because it's doesn't seem to be real data. That being said, I mean, it's pretty much the same as Litecoin USD and Ether USD. Looking for price to dip back down to the support area for longs from here. Pretty much, like I said last week, all these cryptos are correlated at the moment. So any trades I take are probably just going to be on Bitcoin USD because that's usually the best performer and gives the highest return. The other ones are going to do the same thing as BTC USD anyway, just give you a lower return. Generally speaking, just depends on your broker and a lot of other factors. But for me, Bitcoin USD is going to give me the highest return, and they're probably all going to move pretty much the same. So I'm going to go for Bitcoin USD out of these four. Looking for a long continuation on Bitcoin USD this week. Let's keep a close eye on it on the lower time frames. Let's see how it all plays out. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you for next week's analysis.